you say that?
I don't know.
Well, where did you learn that? School. How old are you?
I am
23. Okay. So you say you learned that from school. So do you believe that?
I guess so.
You guess so. So what would make you African American? And the reason I'm asking this is because you look at different nations. You got Chinese people, you got Caucasians, you got Koreans, Japanese, African. You got all these different types of nations of people, right? There's a reason they call themselves what they call them. So the question would be, well, why do we call ourselves what we call ourselves? So for instance, what does a Chinese man have that I don't have, or our people don't have? Think about it. That's a broad question. The Chinese have land, like a country they can go back to, like a motherland to them?
I think so, yeah.
Do black folks have a motherland?
Yeah.
We have Africa. Okay. Do Chinese have a language that's native to them? Do we have a language that's native to us? What language is that?
I know we do got a language.
But it's not English? Is it English?
No.
No. How did we get English?
We've been here.
Slavery. Slavery got us English. Just like the Haitians, they speak Creole because that's what their slave masters spoke, right? So, okay, culture. Chinese, do they have a culture that's native to them?
Yes.
Do we have a culture that's native to us?
I had to do more research into that.
But you see that it was very easy for you to tell me that the Chinese man, what about the Arab? He has a culture that's native to him, right? And we're very familiar with their cultures. But I asked you, you're 23, right? So I asked you, what culture do we have that's native to us? You got to do research. These are things you're supposed to be taught growing up, right? Just like Chinese, they teach their kids growing up what their forefathers did, what their mothers did, everything, right? What they should do, what they shouldn't do. That's why their nations are so strong, because they have a culture. They have something. They have a past. They have a history, a great history they can look back at. But you look at us as a people, we have to do research. And not only do we have to do research, who teaches anything I want to learn about my people? Where am I going to go learn that? I'm going to go on the internet. I'm going to go in the libraries, right, to learn about so-called African American history. But this is the thing. When we go to school, like go to high school, go to college or things like that, we're learning from the same nation of people that did these things to us.
Right.
So is it possible for a nation that put your people in slavery, they raped your grandmothers, they raped your fathers, they killed your fathers, they killed your grandmothers, they killed your cousins, is it possible for those people to teach you properly what your history is?
No.
It's not possible, right?
Right.
So if that's the case, why do we still trust him?
I guess you have some people.
Yeah, it's something that we have to think about.
Both ways.
Right.
But
and this is what we teach. We teach our people who they are according to the Bible.
Right.
We teach them that you're familiar. Are you familiar with the Bible? Just a little bit. Not much.
not much.
You don't go to church or nothing like that?
Not really. No.
Okay. Do you believe in the Bible? Okay. So every nation has some type of records where you can read about who they are, where they came from, their history. Just like U.S. history, they talk about Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, all these different people, right? You go into their literature books and learn about them. Now, did you know that the Bible is our literature book? This is our history. Just like they wrote down everything that happened to them, we wrote down everything that happened to us.
That's right.
The issue is when you go into the U.S. The U.S. History and things like that. What history do they teach you about us?
What you just said, slavery.
Slavery. That's all they teach us. They never teach us anything further than that. So, do you have any knowledge of what we were before slavery, 1611? Black people in Africa. You see what I'm saying? It's very difficult for us to have pride in ourselves when we don't know nothing but rap, selling drugs, living in the hood, and doing whatever we want to do. It's very hard to have pride. Like, you want to have kids one day? You want to have a wife and a kid, family, something like that one day?
Yeah.
they're going to need to have a level of pride to themselves.
That's right.
If they wake up every day and see the hood, see shooting, see all these different things every single day, it's very difficult.
That's what they're going to be exposed to.
Huh?
That's what they're going to be exposed to.
Exactly what they're being exposed to. But if you teach them self-confidence, self-worth, pride in who they are, it doesn't matter what's going on. They'll be able to navigate through it.
Right.
But read, what I have you holding? Go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. So we go back to my point when I was talking about our people being taught things by other people. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48.
Bring it out.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
So when you read the Bible, in this particular chapter, it's going over curses that happen to God's chosen people. Have you ever heard of Israel before? Or the Israelites? Are they real people? Are they fictional people? They're real people. So who are they today? I mean, like, who are they? They were a particular nation back then. Are they? That means that if they still exist today, I should be able to say, oh, those people over there, those are the Israelites from back in the day. So who are they? And if you don't know, it's okay. Okay. Now they say that the Jews or the Israelis or the Jewish people are the people you see in Israel right now. But I want to show you something. If you read Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15 real quick, let's get through it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So you're familiar with Moses taking them through the Red Sea and all that good stuff? You know the story about Moses taking through the Red Sea?
No, not really.
Okay, all right. Well, you know who Moses is? Just somewhat, you heard of his name, right? So Moses was a prince in Egypt. He left to go deal with his people, which are the Israelites. He freed them from Egypt. Have you heard of like the 10 plagues with the flies and the darkness and things? It's somewhat familiar. Just okay. So Moses was. It's okay. That's okay. A lot of our people didn't grow up learning the Bible. My father was a pastor, so I had no choice. I know it. So Moses led the Israelites through the Red Sea. He freed them out of slavery in Egypt. So these are the same people here right now. Now what he's telling them is they made a covenant with God. Basically, the covenant was, if you listen to me, I'll make you blessed. I'll give you the best things on the earth. I'll make you the top. I'll make you the cream of the crop. But he said, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to curse you. Now, being cursed, is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's a bad thing. Read verse 45. Verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because verse 46, and they shall be upon thee.
So the curses, he's saying the curses shall be upon the Israelites. Go ahead.
For a sign.
For a sign. What is the purpose of a sign? I mean, you got them everywhere. You got mammoth here. You got ringlies. You got wagware. What's the purpose? It's there to show you what something is, right? So the curses are there to show who the Israelites are. They're there for a purpose. Go ahead.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So he said it's going to be upon those people, the seed. So my seed means that these are my offspring, my children. So that means that, say I was born back in 300 AD, my seed is everybody after that. So he's saying that the curses are going to be upon his seed, or their seed. All these curses. So that means that I should be to look at these curses and identify who these Israelites are today. So read verse 15. Verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So, have you lived in Detroit your whole life? So what's your take on this city?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
you said it's natural problems? Are they common problems in every city?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, like.
Yes.
So if I look at Farmington Hills and I look at Detroit, are these similar conditions?
No, but the problems are similar.
Such as what?
People killing each other, breaking and entering and all that stuff. All crime going up. Gas prices and all that.
Gas prices everywhere. Okay, so let me ask you this: you have a mother and father, right? I think.
Yeah.
Is your father in the house? Okay. And the reason I ask that is because is that common amongst our people? The father not being in the house? You said it's not common for the father to be out the house? Or it is common?
Not common.
It's very common. So let me ask this question. How many of y'all brothers, purple shirts, how many of y'all had your fathers in the house growing up? Now this is a small number of people. Now I can go grab another crowd. And what I'm trying to show is that it's a very common thing for fathers not to be in the house. Is that a problem?
Yes.
Very big problem. Do you think your life would have been a little bit different? You would have turned out a little different if there was a father?
Yes.
Not only that, your mother would have had some assistance. You see what I'm saying? So,
Easy on her.
exactly. God created the family structure to be two people. Just like it takes two people to have sex, it doesn't mean you weren't supposed to leave. You see what I'm saying? But my point is that there's a difference between our cities and somebody else's cities. So if I go over across the street to Farmington, most of them got dads at the house. I'm not saying that white folks don't have single parent house. They are there, but it's very common in our cities. Or gangs. Are there gangs in Farmington? Gangs in Livonia? You don't know, but you know there's gangs in Detroit. You see what I'm saying?
I've never been out there, so I can't really say that.
Okay. Well, I've been out there. I grew up out there. There's nothing over there. It's nothing but nice grass, big houses, people with money. That's what's out there. My point of what I'm saying is that there's a difference between the two. And I can go to. Have you been in any other city outside of, or any other state outside of Michigan?
Yes.
Where have you been?
I've been to Arkansas. I've been to Louisiana. I've been to Mississippi.
So has there been a ghetto in every single one of them cities? That's somewhat similar to what you see in Detroit?
I haven't seen it that much.
You haven't seen it that much. Okay. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Good. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Is there a difference between, and you grew up in Detroit?
No.
No? Where are you originally from, if you don't mind me asking?
Massachusetts.
Okay, so,
My mom and my daddy.
okay. So is there, the city of Detroit, is there cities just like this wherever you go? Wherever you've been?
Wherever you go, there's segregation.
Correct.
All.
And what people,
Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, or whatever. Islam, you name it.
right,
It's
so,
how you deal.
right, I understand. Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
So in these different cities, right? Or these segregated cities, who tends to live in these cities? What nation of people?
Segregated is a point of view.
What do you mean? So let me ask you this.
Nothing is segregated unless you think that.
Well, no.
We are all amongst God. And segregated is only what you believe in drama and what you're preaching.
So back in the 70s, the segregation that was
what?
back in the 70s.
Back in what? Where were we from?
My brothers.
Where were we
Can I ask you a question?
Who's
Can I ask you a question, my brother? Is segregation a state of mind or is it a real thing? It's a real thing, right? So
It's only
so Detroit, is it different from Farmington?
And fuck you.
Is it different from Livonia?
You know where you at right now?
Yeah. So I'm asking this question for a reason.
I know where I'm at.
So that's what I'm saying is our cities being segregated. Why are our cities segregated the way they are? Skin color. Okay, it's not just color though. How can it be just color if you got other people that look just like us? Like Indians, they dark too. You got other nations that are so-called black skin or dark skin as well. So is it just our color that makes us segregated?
Yes, it does.
What does color have to do with single-parent households?
Bring it up.
What does color have to do with abortion rate? What does the color have to do with selling drugs?
I'm up that route.
What?
For a single parent household, I'm a father.
No, that's good. That's a good thing. But what I'm talking about the majority of our nation. Why are we the way we are? Why are we the way we are? What's your name? Chris. Come around here, man. We don't bite. I'm just trying to ask you a few questions, man. I'm trying to show you something. You got 5 seconds. You're walking real slow. So why is it that our neighborhoods look the way they look compared to your Farmingtons, your Livonia? Why is there a difference? And it's not like it's a small difference, it's a huge difference. What's your name? Mark. So same question for you. Why is it that our cities are so different? Because of us. What do you mean? What do you mean? How's it you? Because he said skin color, and you said us. What is it that we did to make the city look like this? Saying here, so if all black folks move to Farmington, is Farmington about to look like Detroit?
All white folks gonna move there.
It's gonna look like that. So you're saying that there's a problem with us?
I ain't saying it's a problem. It's not a problem.
Right, but what you see around you, is this a problem?
It's a reason of moving. Because how you look at racism.
So let me ask, how old are you? 18. All right. So if you have kids one day, do you want your kids to grow up in a city where there's murder, where there's drug dealing, where you can't let your daughter walk down the street by herself? You don't want to grow up in that. That's a problem, right? So it's not about what you feel. It's about what it is. You see what I'm saying? It's like the opportunities in this city. It's not the same. The schools here in this city is not the same as the schools in Redford, in Farmington, in Livonia, in West Bloomfield. It's not the same. So what you see here, you're on point when you say it's us. It is us, but it's a particular reason. You see what I'm saying? But what we're trying to show our people is our conditions is shown in the Bible. Why we are the way we are is in the Bible.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation